Hello everyone, welcome to Shining in English. Now today's poem will be An African Thunderstorm by David Rubadiri. Now An African Thunderstorm is a very popular poem, especially for our C6 students. So let's get right into it. Before actually going into the poem, I would like to say that you can find the poem on Pinterest.com or Script.com or just Google. Or if you have the book A World of Poetry for CXC, you can also find the poem in that book. An African Thunderstorm by David Rubadiri. From the west, clouds come hurrying with the wind, turning sharply here and there like a plague of locusts, whirling, tossing up things on its tail like a madman chasing nothing. Pregnant clouds rise stately on its back, gathering to perch on hills like sinister dark wings. The wind whistles by and trees bend to let it pass. In the village, screams of delighted children toss and turn in the din of the whirling wind. Women, babies clinging on their backs, dart about in and out madly. The wind whistles by whilst trees bend to let it pass. Clothes wave like tattered flags, flying off to expose dangling breasts as jagger blinding flashes rumble, tremble, and crack amid the smell of fired smoke and the pelting march of the storm. An African thunderstorm. Now, in this case, the thunderstorm represents the invaders or the soldiers. Okay, let's get into it. From the west, clouds come hurrying with the wind. So basically, from the west, the invaders, the soldiers, clouds come hurrying with the wind. That means that the ships that were coming hurrying to colonize the country, right? Turning sharply here and there like a plague of locusts. Okay, so Google said when I looked for a plague of locusts so that you guys can have a clear understanding, Google states that it is related to grasshoppers. These insects form enormous swarms that spread across regions, devouring crops and leaving serious agricultural damage in their wake. So like a plague of locusts, the soldiers were coming, destroying and taking control of everyone, and there was nothing the black people could have done about it, right? And in the Bible, we see where a plague of locusts has been identified. You know, the biblical allusion with Moses and God was telling Moses, to bring a plague of locusts onto the land and all sort of these things. So we can see a biblical allusion coming out in this poem, right? So, like a plague of locusts, whirling, tossing up things on its tail, like a madman chasing nothing. Like a madman chasing nothing. As you can see, the figurative language here is simile, right? And I would like to also point out that storms are unpredictable like a madman, right? Pregnant clouds ride stately on its back. Pregnant clouds is a personification, because you know that clouds cannot be literally pregnant, right? So gathering to perch on hills like sinister dark wings. The like shows that this is a simile. The wind whistles by. I think that part could be an alliteration. It can be an alliteration, but I forgot to put it in there. And trees bend to let it pass. That is a personification. Trees bend to let it pass. This is saying that the black men or the African had no choice but to surrender to the white men. They allowed them to colonize the country. Right? In the village, screams of delighted children toss and turn in the din of the whirling wind. Okay, I would just like to say that you guys should still check in with your English teacher for confirmation about everything I'm teaching, because my views won't accurately be theirs. Most of these information I learned from my English teachers, okay? Just wanted to bring that out. Okay, so let's continue from in the village. I'm explaining that stanza. So basically, they were confused because they weren't used to white people. They were worried, you know. Women, babies clinging on their backs, dart about. Women were desperate to get things in order. Women ran. In and out, madly, the wind whirls by. That is an onomatopoeia, okay? Whilst trees bend to let it pass, that is a personification. Clothes wave like tattered flags. No, this part is basically saying rather that independence tattered and destroyed by the Westerns. Their independence were destroyed. Flying off to expose dangling breasts as jagged blinding flashes rumble, tremble, and crack. That is an onomatopoeia. Amidst the smell of fired smoke and the pelting march of the storm. That last part is trying to say that because of how the people felt of the influence, all they had to do was resist and just give it away, you know? The fire and the smoke represented the black men burning in the village. Okay. Here are some notes. You are free to take them. Now, the poet James David Rubadiri, he is mostly known as just David Rubadiri. He is from an African country called Malawi. It is very good to know about the poet, guys. It is very good. The literary device used was imagery, and that was when a plague of locusts in line 6 was mentioned. Figurative languages used were simile, personification, and onomatopoeia. But while doing this video, I recognized that another figurative language was alliteration, and I pointed that to you guys. So I hope that you guys took that and recorded it in the notes that you're taking. Now, the themes used were nature and colonization. Nature and colonization. No, conflict, man versus nature. Many teachers will consider man versus nature as a theme. So, as I said, confirm with your English teacher, but what I learned was that it is a conflict. You have other conflicts like man versus society, man versus man, and that can also be seen in the poem, but the most dominant conflict was man versus nature. Okay guys, so this video has come to an end. I really hope that you guys learned a lot about an African thunderstorm. If you guys have any questions to ask me, feel free to ask me in the comment section. Any additional thoughts or anything that you guys have learned from your English teacher, you can also put it in the comments below. We are learning from each other, right? So, as I said, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and share. And if you guys wish for me to do any other poems or anything else relating to English, just let me know in the comment section, right? Bye.